Got a lot to talk about on this Thursday's video. Talking Jaylen Waddle, we're talking Terron Armstead, and we're talking Christian Wilkins. You already can tell by the title what's going down. So let's jump into this. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, found out some news yesterday, and I'm giving it to you a little late, but hey, better late than never. I always want to give it to you, get all the information, all that stuff. And again, let me know, like, do you like, hey, Doug, just whatever time you record it, edit, upload it, because right now it's 12:30. Because this is the time I finally get to sit down and make these videos because my daughter is in a sleep regression and I have no time. So if you want me to just edit, upload it, let me know. But we're going to talk about it. But there's one little tidbit that's not Dolphin related that I want to get to before we jump into that. We broke 46,000 subscribers. I did not even notice because I've been so busy, again, with my daughter, and I want to make sure I gave you guys the content and all the information, all that stuff. And we broke 36,000. I saw some of you guys comment it in a few of the videos, and I'm thank you. Now, I have a big giveaway at 50K. So we are a little less than 3,000, a little less than 4,000 subscribers away from 50,000 subscribers. When we hit that 50K mark, I'm going to give away an autographed jersey. Whose? You'll have to find out. If you like what you see in the video, you're new, welcome. Hit the subscribe button if you do. If you don't, that's fine. I'm not for everybody, but I appreciate you giving me the time to watch this video. So again, thank you guys so much. Thank you. Like, it means a lot to me. Coming by subscribers isn't easy, and the amount of hard work and time that I put into this, it means a lot that you guys are rocking with me, and, you know, thank you. I just want to say that. So let's jump into this. First, I'm going to get into some nonsense. Obviously, there's been some things like Mike Tannenbaum talking about that the Dolphins should trade Jaylen Waddle for McDuffie, the corner for the Chiefs. And some people are jumping on that. Some people are thinking we should trade Waddle. We have Tyreek. Why not? Yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And if you guys remember, what, last week, I think I put the video out that we need to sign these guys now, and especially Jaylen Waddle. And I talked about the contract you would do where you would set it up that he would get wide receiver 1 money when Tyreek's not with us in probably like 2 years. So no, I am not one of the we need to trade Jaylen Waddle people, because to me that's dumb. Tyreek is your 1 now. Waddle's kind of your 1B. Tyreek's not going to be here for much longer. Like I said, probably 2 more years. And then Waddle's your 1. And Waddle has shown that he can be the number 1. Look at what he did against that Jets defense. So Tyreek Hill came out. And he said this. He was like, I'm on the way to Greece right now, and I got on Twitter to see people talking crazy about Dolphin football. My boy Waddle is the future. He is better than I was at this point in his career, and for people in this fan base to want to trade him is ludicrous. Him and Tua will be special. Him and Tua was special before me and will be special after I leave. Ain't wrong. 2021, they had a really good connection. Obviously, for the first 3 years that Waddle's been in this league, he's had 1,000 yards receiving. So he is really special. And then Jaylen Waddle himself came out and said, damn, twin, they've been them people trying to get your boy gone. Cold world we live in. And if you scroll down, a lot of people are like, nope, not us, not us. Even my boy Sean Seipler right here, cleantheworld.org, go check him out. He said, Dolphins fan for life, bro, love ya. So no, a good 99.9% of the fan base does not want to trade Jaylen Waddle. He is the future of this team. Him, Phillips, Javon Holland, and Christian Wilkins are the future of the team, and Tua. We'll see. We'll see. He needs to get over that hump. But like Devon H. and all those guys. So no, we're not trading him. So the other thing I want to talk about, and I'm not going to show the video, but I'm going to play it for you guys, is on ESPN, Dan Graziano said this about Christian Wilkins and the Miami Dolphins.
Decisions on prior to the March 5th deadline. So let's take a look at a couple of those players as we read and react. We're going to start in Miami. Dan Graziano, what's the latest you're hearing on Christian Wilkins?
Dolphins don't plan to let Christian Wilkins leave, and if that means franchising him, that's likely what they'll do. The problem is, Dolphins are in pretty big cap trouble. As of right now, they're projecting to be $50 million or more over the cap once that cap is finally settled. And they would have to clear that much room just to get under the cap. And if they tag Wilkins, they got to clear another $21 million to get him under the cap. So a lot of work to do before they can do that. They might be better off signing him long term before the window ends.
Interesting. Booker, how important is it for the Dolphins to bring back Wilkins?
Well, I think it's extremely important, Laura, especially when you look at what they've endured on the outside with Bradley Chubb not being able to stay healthy. Christian Wilkins is an ascending player. And if you look at how pass rush has changed, there was a point in time where it was inside, then it shifted outside. Now it's kind of moved back inside where you want your dominant guys, and he was dominant last year. So it's extremely important to bring him back.
So you're hearing from Dan Graziano saying that Christian Wilkins isn't going anywhere and the Dolphins are going to do their damnedest to keep him as a Miami Dolphin. And even Barry Jackson came out and he said something that I found very interesting, because we're talking about the cap space. And if you notice that, you know, they even said, Dan Graziano said, when the cap gets finalized, we don't know where the cap's going to be. Are they going to get more money, less money, all that stuff? But Barry Jackson said, first Daniel said, I always butcher his name. And Daniel, if you're watching this, I apologize so much. He says the 1 year cap hit on Wilkins' extension is probably a third of the tag. There's a number of players whose contracts can/will be restructured, but unless you're doing the max restructuring with void years, the tag puts Miami in even more of a tough spot. Barry Jackson said Tua and Wilkins' extension could result in more than $22 million in combined cap savings this year. Because again, Tua right now is sitting at $23 million. You sign him to an extension, you could probably knock that down to probably about $8 million. You could save probably $17 million, give or take. And then with Christian Wilkins, you tag him, he's sitting at about $21 million. But if you sign him to an extension, you could drop that down even more. So I could see them tagging Christian Wilkins. I could see that happening. I could see them giving him a non-exclusive. Go back and watch the video from Tuesday where I talk about the different tags. A non-exclusive tag and working his contract out and kind of getting him situated where it saves us cap space so we can build the team to hopefully make a run this year or next year, but also he gets his money in the end. And a lot of that is going to happen, and a lot of that is going to deal with Stephen Ross. Because for the Dolphins to do what they need to do, and for the Dolphins to get any type of cap space to add players and add talent to a team that's kind of banged up and needs to re-sign their own guys, a lot of restructuring and a lot of roster bonuses need to be handed out. And that stuff doesn't come off, that stuff doesn't affect the cap. So like if Christian Wilkins signs a contract in his first year, he gets, let's say, $17 million, but $10 million is on for like a signing bonus or something. Stephen Ross gives him that $10 million. So he technically against the cap is only for $7 million. It's tricky. And again, when these guys' contracts get come out, especially these free agents that we're going to sign, I will break down all the contracts. And I know for some it's boring as hell, but some want to understand the concepts and the nuances of how these contracts work. But to hear that Wilkins isn't going anywhere makes me feel good, but also we need, because he's one of those pieces that we can build around and we can have a future. Him, Phillips, Holland, Achane, Waddle, and possibly Tua. We'll see about Tua. I know some people don't like hearing that, but possibly Tua. He needs to get over that hump. That's my only knock on him right now. So keep those guys, you know, connected, but I'll keep you guys updated if he gets tagged and then what kind of tag and all the stuff that they plan on doing. The other thing I wanted to talk about today, Dolphins Pro Bowl left tackle Terron Armstead set to return in 2024 despite hints of retirement per reports. So Terron Armstead is coming back. Now, that's all fine and dandy. He is another guy that we need to talk about and talk to him because he is $20.8, and rounding up, $20.8 million, or if you want to round up even more, $21 million cap hit. So he's coming back. And if you look, you ain't doing much savings right now. If you release him today or from the 15th to the 1st, you're losing to 11 million and 3 million. If you trade him, you're only saving 1.7 million. All of it has to do with a post-June release. But again, look at that dead cap of 11 million and 12 million for the next 2 years. For Terron Armstead, it's more about restructuring. It's more about converting some of it to a signing bonus, see if he can help us out, this, or that. So now all of a sudden, him coming back, he becomes a part of that group of Tyreek Hill, Jaylen Ramsey, Bradley Chubb, and now Terron Armstead that the Dolphins kind of need to shake down a little bit. Because you got 31, 27, 26, and 20. All of them is about 100 million plus. So if we could shake them down and help us knock this 51 million, again, this is just a projected, knock this 50 million down, and then we make the cuts we need to make, that, you know, it's, I do not envy Brandon Shore and Chris Greer and Stephen Ross and Mike McDaniel, because they have a lot of work to do to get that number lower and to be able to re-sign our own guys and go out and get free agents that will make this team better. They are in a situation that they need to figure out, and they need to figure out now. Because you can't have a less talented team than last year, because it's only going to make things worse. But that being said, we're looking at Terron Armstead. He was banged up last year. He played what? How many games did he play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He played 11 games, missed 6. So again, you know, I love Terron Armstead, but 20 million for 6 games, it doesn't seem quite fair to an extent. He had some bad games. Again, pass blocking. He had some good games and then bad games, and then flipping it. He had some good run blocking games, bad pass blocking games. When he's on, he's on. Like, look at against his first game back against Denver, he was on, right? 88.2 passer rating, pass block rating, a 75.3 run block rating. You know, he was on. Even against the Jets, good run block rating, not great pass. His Baltimore game, he was on. Again, pass blocking, not too great. Run blocking, really good. Overall, really good. But then he had his bad games, like Kansas City, Buffalo, the Jets' first game, Buffalo. Again, pass blocking was decent, but kind of hurt not having a center there. So overall, kind of what this video is capsulating is that from the reports, Terron Armstead's coming back, and the Dolphins do not want to let Christian Wilkins go. So again, like I said about the whole Terron Armstead situation, the cap situation, they have a lot of work to do. And us sitting here on the 22nd, they have like 2 weeks to start contacting agents, start contacting players, you know, cutting players, you know, restructuring contracts. I can see them, and I talked about this already when I talked about the salary cap, but I could see them like giving Jaylen Ramsey an extra year, because Jaylen Ramsey doesn't have, here, I'll show you. If you look at Jaylen Ramsey's contract, right, 27.2 million, he doesn't have another year. This is it. And then the Dolphins can move on from him and save 15 million or 19 million. They could, you know, he has no security. Played really well for us last year. They'll probably give him an extra year, stretch out that 27 million, probably knock it down to maybe 16 million, give the Dolphins maybe 11 million, 17 million, however much they can, and give him an extra year and push this potential out till after 2025. So he has 2 years of security versus just this year of security. Same could be done for Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill has 1 more year, and then the Dolphins can move on from him. They'll probably say, all right, we'll give him an extra year of security, kind of help that. And same thing with Bradley Chubb. Got out after this year. Him being banged up, they could probably, you know, we'll give you another year, but you need to help us. Look at this post-June release, 20 million post-June release. So those 3 guys, you essentially, you know, all right, we'll give you more security, we'll give you more peace of mind, we'll add an extra year on of guaranteed money, but we need to knock down this cap and restructure the contracts. You know, those are 3 guys that they need to restructure. Whereas Terron Armstead, he needs to be restructured in a different way. Like I said, I don't envy these guys because there's so much work. But overall, first off, thank you again. 46,000 subscribers. You guys are amazing. I love every single one of you. And when I say guys, it means all of you, men and women. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Patreon members, you guys are amazing. Again, you guys are getting special content. Look out for that. But got the Waddle situation, which he's not getting traded. Mike Tannenbaum is just dumb as hell. He had a trade scenario where it was Zach Wilson to the Raiders, just Zach Wilson for Jerry Jeudy. And then the Jets should get Russell Wilson and have him sit behind Aaron Rodgers for a year. Like he's on something. He's absolutely on something. But comment below, what do you think about Terron Armstead's coming back? And what do you think about the fact that the Dolphins, per Graziano, don't want to let Christian Wilkins leave? Comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But like usual, stay classy. And fins up.